Sure thing. That's what that song.
One of those ones, man. That's really good. I drink mezcal and I'm like, man, that's really good.
Well, I appreciate you. Y'all heard that right there. I mean, Miguel, the man ain't gonna lie to you. You say he turned his life over.
Man.
So he ain't gonna
Switch my whole steez. You gonna see me with the VSOP.
Yeah. So hold on. Sure thing. If you be the cash, I'll be the rubber band.
Right.
You be the match, I'll be the fuse.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Yeah.
She had you like that?
Yeah.
Y'all were like that.
My pen was like that. How could I look? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I will. I'm a dreamer. I think every artist knows how to dream their emotion, you know, and they're pulling from emotion to make the dream real in their practice. And I was 19. There was no way I could experience. I never knew love like that. But I knew that I wanted love like that.
Okay.
And I knew that, you know, I was in a relation, you know, with my significant other. I feel like even early on, we felt really like, oh no, like this is special.
Mm-hmm.
So I always feel that way. You know, I always have that regard. It's in that song, but I didn't necessarily know what that meant when I was writing it. That was my pen.
Yeah, because I was like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually still carry my money in a rubber band.
You
so.
did?
I actually do.
You know?
A lot of times, you know, you hear artists say, you know, they get this from an inspiration, you know, a relationship or this, something in their childhood. But you said at the time you just wrote that obviously you had just started with your significant other that you was with for an extended period of time. But I'm like, you felt that like that's what you wanted. You wanted someone that like, I'm the fuse, you're the match. I'm the rubber, you're the cash, I'm the rubber band. We're locked in, we're connected just like that. You wanted that at that young of an age.
I mean, like, again, like, and this is not to take away, like, I don't want to downplay or like minimize anything.
Yeah.
That's not at all what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm being real when I say, man, I was 19 years old.
Right.
I'm only now really learning new levels of love.
Okay.
And I said this more recently in another conversation, another interview. I'm like, man, I'm learning how to love myself. Like, the depth of what I understand love can be is evolving. So what I was writing was aspirational. I was aspiring to have love like that. And it doesn't take away that in my life I had someone that showed me that that's a possibility, you know? So I don't want to take away. I want to say that maybe I didn't experience it then, but I was looking for it, and I did have someone that I was like, man, maybe this could be the kind of love that we have, you know? 19 years old? What you know about love at 19, man? Like,
yeah, I'm marrying this girl.
Yeah, you know? And more power to anyone who does.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's very rare. That's what I'm saying.
Guys that been with their girlfriend since 6th, 7th grade, and through high school and through college, and they're together. I commend them for that.
Yeah.
But more times than not, at that age, you don't really know what you want.
Yeah,
You're not really developed or experienced enough. But some people, kudos to those that do.
Who have it, who have that.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible. Also, that's lucky. That's
yeah, for
so
sure.
lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
To find someone to, well, I shouldn't say luck. Luck is what happened when preparation meets opportunity. But I look at it like this. It's easy if you're physically attracted to someone. Like football was easy to me, but I still had to work. Right. I had to train. I had to eat right. I had to study. So I had to do it. I had to practice. So in other words, I had to work at it.
Still had to work at
it. A lot of times in a relationship, we get the things that bring us to the relationship. You forget there's still work to be done.
Bro, key.
What'd that mean?
Key. That's a bar.
That's the thing. People don't realize.
you may show up naturally disposed, like, oh no, this actually there's a natural thing. Doesn't negate that you still have to work.
You have to work.
And it also requires, like, it's a teamwork.
Yes.
It's like, so one can work, and if the other's not working, it's
two people against a problem.
Yeah.
Not me against you. Because a lot of times we think it's me against you.
Man, I should have got him as a therapist. Should have got Shannon. Yeah.
No, well, I should have listened to my therapist. And I listened to my therapist, I'd be in a better place. But I think the thing is that you don't, when you're in it, when you're living it, you don't see it.
You can't see it. It's hard.
And then when you get out of it, you're like, how did I miss that?
Man. Yeah. It's so true. In retrospect, it's so easy to kind of identify. Like,
yeah, it is.
You know what? I wasn't putting in the work here. Again, so I can, it's definitely one of those ones where I can see in the songwriting, I was aspiring for, it was an aspirational thing. But
do you remember where you were when you wrote that, when you were thinking about that song?
So I wrote the song. I wrote the beginnings of that song and the chorus in the car. I was leaving shout out to Happy Perez. Happy Perez invited me to a session just down the street from where we are right now.
Okay.
Just a few short blocks. And I go into this session, and it's for a group unknown. Actually, I don't think the group ever made it out.
Wow.
But the A&R basically was like, who are you? You know, this is a session, it's a closed session. And I was like, oh, I'm here. I was invited by, Happy Perez. He's the producer. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we're sorry, we don't have you here, and you can't be here. Hap was like, man, don't worry, they tripping. Whatever. He was like, but I got some beats, I'm gonna give them to you, and like maybe we can link later on the week.
Wow.
Gave me a beat CD. This is back when CDs were
were a thing.
Were a thing. Burned me a CD. I jumped in the whip. First beat that came on, sure thing. And that chorus, the verse, if you be the cash, you be the rubber band, you be the match, I will be a few. All that in the car. Mm-hmm. And I actually wrote a completely different chorus, in the car. By the time I got to the crib, got my inbox out for anyone out there who knows what an inbox is. You know what I mean? You've been doing it for a long time.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was like the early home recording.
Okay.
Kind of Pro Tools.
Okay.
Hardware interface. Went to my room and I cut it. A whole different chorus. And Happy has it somewhere. It's not nearly as good as the chorus, but I was like, I feel like it should be something else. And I rewrote the chorus, and the rest is kind of history.
Wow. Yeah. Did you know, like when you were writing this song, because he gave you the beat, you thought you was going to go hang out, and you couldn't be here, it's a private session, and then you go home and you listen to it on the way home, and you get home and you write it. Did you know that you had something special?
I think when the song was done, when I finished the song, I knew the song was special. I didn't know how special.
Right.
But I knew that there was something in it that felt new and cool.
Right.
It just felt like, no, this feels like now. Like, this is how our song should be written, And at the time, it was like that. It was actually a very, it was a very, in terms of the approach, it was a new approach in terms of R&B.
Yeah. You do realize that there are probably some women out there probably thinking that song's about them, right? Just so you know. In
many ways, listen, the best part about being a musician and writing songs is how many people have found themselves in the details of the pen. And I think what makes that song special is those details. You can see them and they're vibrant, and who doesn't want, what woman doesn't want to be with trash in the rubber?
That was me. That was me, girl.
You yeah, yeah.
It was.
I don't know how many got slayed to that song that it wasn't actually really meant in the way that it was written, but it just it's what happens.
Is it true the record company tried to get under Usher?
So I submitted that record for Usher.
Oh, you tried to give it to him?
Yeah. Man, I was a starving artist. I unknown, obscure, grew up here in Inglewood and San Pedro, and like didn't have connections like that. So it was a song that I was like, yeah, I'm willing to give it up if it's gonna mean getting to the
Right.
next level. Yeah.
He didn't want it, or you couldn't get it to him, or how did it?
What I understand is like it was I think he had the song for some time and he liked it, but just never it didn't really make sense with everything else they were doing.
Okay.
And so he never really cut it. But it worked out.
Did your label try to give any of the other songs to artists?
No, not really. I think after that they were like, nah, we just gonna let him rock. We're gonna let him cook. We just gonna let him cook. He's a weirdo. Let him do his weird songs and like just do his thing.
I know Michael. Did you ever meet Michael Jackson?
No. You know, the interesting to that song, I played that song for a couple people, and there was a point where I had gotten word through my publisher at the time, and some people that I knew were kind of associated and around Michael, that he had interest in Sure Thing.
Right.
But I can't really confirm that. That's what I was
That's what you
told. It
Okay.
could have just been hearsay, but that would have been crazy.
Wow.
That would have been amazing. That would have been a dream.
This song kind of blew up like on TikTok and to hear it. So now you put this song out, you're like, I think I got something. You don't really know. I mean, I'm sure there's no way that Michael Jackson thought Thriller would do 100 million copies. He thought he had some good songs on there, but to go to that.
Oh, he was aiming, but you know, Mike was mad. He was like, no, I'm about to have the biggest and be the biggest.
Yeah, but
ever.
I mean, probably at that time, maybe the Beatles, 15 million copies, or Elvis or something like that.
Right.
When you do, in an era, you do 15 times, that album is 100 times platinum.
Yeah. It's like,
you 10, 14, 15 times diamond.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see another album do that.
Not likely. It's not likely.
But do you know, like when you do a song, do you know, man, this is a banger?
Oh yeah. I know when there are songs that I take that back. I know when they're bangers to me.
Correct. Yes.
I'm like, no, that's a banger. But I have my taste that's why it's my album. I can do what I want. But some of them I don't know, honestly. Like, I'll be honest with you. I have to play it for people close to me. Like Drew over here called Skywalker early. He walked into the session. We were also close by. He walked into the session and he heard that. He was like, that's the one. And he's called it a couple times.
Wow.
All I Want Is You. He called Come Through and Chill. Yeah, Skywalker. He called all the early ones, Quickie. He was like, oh, that's it. Those are the ones. So yeah. I'm not always key to the ones that are gonna be like bigger. But I do know when they're special.
So did you end up making money? That was you made some money for that one, huh?
We did good. I think I always say I got lucky. I have an audience who's really down to ride, because none of my albums are the same. And I know that I'm not like the obvious choice. You know, I think that's where I built this course. We were recently invited to be scholar in residence at NYU, and I built the course around what I've learned not being the obvious choice. And what it really is, the course is called Speaking Chaos to Power, but it is about taking the uncertainty of the systems that are in front of us and finding ways to guide and direct them in ways that are more equitable for artists. And I think it can be applied to anything, but it's about really connecting with your audience. And I got really lucky to do that early on. And what my next 10, are about is really helping other artists do that and become not just financially free, but also have creative freedom, and to do it in parallel. I think often what we find and what I've seen, that I got lucky, how I feel the most lucky is that I got both, by accident somehow, and I had great people who were kind of mentoring me, so what we need, I think now, especially for art, is to reflect the times. I think it's really important. Music was a big part of the movements that we know changed the course of this
Absolutely.
country, you know? When you hear Nina Simone say that it's important for artists to reflect the times, like she was actively
Strange
doing
Fruit.
that. Strange
A
Fruit.
change gonna come. Sam Cooke,
You hear what I'm
Bob Dylan
saying?
song with the big.
Sam Cooke is the best, like one of the best. So we look at these times that always had music and art, and all
Marvin
of that was
Gaye.
a part of it. You know what's going on. If we are really wanting the change, I think it's a holistic thing to expect the art to reflect the desire and the need that is change, and then obviously organization and, you know, mobilizing of a lot of people. So the course is about that, and you know, making money is one of those things that I've got to learn through a lot of mistakes.
Right.
That I feel like is just teachable. It's teachable for artists. So that's my next 10.
Right.
My next 10 is really dedicated to, again, Black, Latino, brown voices, storytellers, left of center like myself, who deserve development and capital to build out their ideas so as to affect the kind of change in the systems and
change
in
that you wanna
culture
see.
that we deserve, the kind that we deserve. And I'm not being like, I'm not acting like I'm, you know, it's all altruistic, you know what I mean? It is for profit, you know? In the system that we live in right now, that is how we're interfacing. Maybe one day it'll be different. And I hope if we get to inspire some of those voices that maybe change the way that things work in this paradigm. But until we get there, I want to help artists like that come from similar places that I do to get there, to lock in without it being at the expense of their, you know, relationships and all the things that are sustainable.
Is that really possible?
I think it is.
I'm talking about, can you reach that upper that Michael Jackson, Beyonce, I'm talking about the upper paradigm of Tom Brady, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. Can you reach that paradigm?
You know, I'm not there. I'm not there.
You still sacrificed to get to where you said, okay, Shannon, I'm not there, but I'm here. And I still had to sacrifice. And you said you probably should have sacrificed more because you did devote some time.
Well, I didn't say I should sacrifice more. I think what is important is, like, however I did it to get here, I could do it better. And I'm not going to get there doing it the way that I did it before.
Okay.
So I want to believe, and maybe I'm crazy. Tell me, this is a conversation we'll have to keep having. Maybe I'm crazy, but I have to believe that there's a better way, that there is a holistic way to
that you can do it without the kind of sacrifices that it's going to take, maybe denying a wife or denying kids recitals or football games or soccer games.
No, not at all. What I'm saying is that it doesn't have to come at the total sacrifice of your relationships and your being whole and being real. It's gonna require sacrifice. I do think there's a better way than I did, whereby your relationships stay intact, that you stay locked in with them and whole with all of your relationships, and that those things keep you sustainable. I think that's actually what, when I've kind of like taken a break, it's the relationships with my family and my friends. Those are the ones that actually really came around me and really helped bolster me.
Yeah. I think,
So,
what type of woman do you want? If you want an independent woman, you have to understand. I had someone say, Shannon, do you know why movie stars marry other movie stars? I say, they like each other. He's like, yeah, that's a part of it. He said, because the other know what it's like to live in that world. So if you want a housewife, understand you're gonna have to take care of her.
right.
If you get an independent woman, she's gonna think independently.
Yeah, exactly.
So the question is, if you're gonna do all that, what type of woman are you going to get? Because she's gonna have to understand, and she understands. Savannah James, Aisha Curry, they understand. Most of the time, someone that has a wife or a significant other that does that, they don't have their own. They're not working because I can't focus on me and give you.
Yeah.
So Miguel, what do you say?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about individual shit, but
Yeah, but
now
I'm saying
we're talking about what kind of girls I want.
that is individual.
Yeah.
You said you think you can, do it differently this time while keeping keeping the partner intact, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, all relationships. But in answer to my answer to your question is, personally, I always want to be with someone who is able to dream a dream and also have their own dream. The one thing I can't be with someone who doesn't have a vision for themselves. I need someone who also has a passion and a purpose that they feel so deeply that they're on their own mission as well. So in the way that you kind of use the analogy or the example of like an actor may be with an actor because they understand that the lifestyle is going to demand time away and this and that. I think at my core, I will always need to be, and I'll always be with someone who, a person who has their own vision and their own purpose, and it's deeply like believes in it and is also effective and
So you don't understand that she's not going to always be there for you and if you're back and call, right?
But that's why it's great. I'm a Scorpio, so I'd be like, leave me alone anyway. You feel me? I need my space.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's
I
me
do.
though. Yeah. So it kind of works out. That works out.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before two something.